What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. As the go-home show for Crown Jewel, Smackdown starts the new month off with an Intercontinental Championship defense by Gunther against Rey Mysterio. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Stone Cold Steve Austin, one more match, who is the mystery woman plaguing Bray Wyatt, a major heel turn in AEW, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and a non-wrestling channel, Incredible. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, a mighty main event. Rey's odds weren't good, but then again, his role last night wasn't to become Intercontinental Champion, it was to entertain the fans with an exciting match while putting Gunther over as a dominant force in the WWE. Mysterio did so superbly, telling the tale he often finds himself written into, a gutsy underdog looking to overcome a bigger opponent by utilizing speed and sheer determination. Gunther played his role well too, selling for Papa Ray at just the right time and creating hope spots that make it seem believable that Ray could pull off an upset. Smackdown needs main events like this every night, especially if it's going to use the undercard to build up fresh talent. Number 2, it is what it is. The Liv Morgan vs Sonya Deville no DQ match was entertaining for what it was, giving fans a fast-paced brawl to provide some variety for the night's card. While it's sad to see Sonya relegated to Jobberdom, the reality is that the WWE is bringing in so many women that it's obvious the WWE doesn't see Deville as worth pushing. Number 3, the Ronda Shayna alliance. Did Shayna Baszler's win over Natalya mean anything for the Queen of Spades? No more than someone playing their favourite video game on easy mode. What was important was the confirmation of the storyline alliance between Baszler and Ronda Rousey. If the WWE can build Baszler back up to a badass, the women's division is in for a hella hurting at their hands. The aim game should be Ronda Rousey and Shayna feuding, but there's plenty of room for the two to terrorize the WWE before then. Who knows, the two could even go after the women's tag team titles, or even see Shayna challenge the Raw Women's Champion. It wouldn't be the first time the WWE had two women running roughshed in the women's division. Number 4, the WWE builds up Emma/Xia Li. Emma is back, and while she came up short against SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey in a return match, Emma is not to be trifled with. That's the story the WWE told last night with a segment where Xia Li got into Emma's face and mocked her efforts from last week. Emma responded as any good babyface would, she clobbered the heel, setting up a future match. This doesn't look to be the match of the century, but props to the WWE's writers for a proper build-up. Number 5, the People's Uso. Sami Zayn is the People's Uso. Sami might not be an official Uso yet, but that depends on whether Jey Uso can get his act together per Roman Reigns' direction, but he is in the hearts and minds of the WWE Universe. Sami's latest attempt to rein in Jey Uso was comical, but the real highlight was the fans chanting Sami Zayn when Sami ran in to help Jey and Jimmy from a double team at the hands of the Brawling Brutes and the New Day. And the New Day challenged the Usos. The New Day versus the Usos to determine whether Jey and Jimmy will break the New Day's record as the longest lasting tag team champions in WWE history. That's got money written all over it, and the WWE set things up last night for what should be a great match, not only in terms of in-ring quality, but storyline. Both teams have had some great battles through the years, but the stakes have never been higher. While one could make the argument that the New Day challenging the Usos after Crown Jewel makes the Brawling Brutes versus the Usos match in Saudi Arabia a foregone conclusion, it already is. Furthermore, there's far more money in the New Day versus the Usos over the longest title reign than watching Butch and Ridge capture tag team gold. But that was good. What about the baddies? Number 1, baffling booking. Are the New Day and the Brawling Brutes baby faces? Well, the last time we checked, they were, so why were they acting like heels by dishing out a 2-on-1 attack to Jey and Jimmy Uso? Sure, the argument can be made that this was some much deserved payback for all the times the Bloodline have used the numbers game to their advantage. Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa's run-in for the save looked like a traditional babyface save, as Solo cleared the ring for the New Day and the Brutes largely on his own. The Bloodline have plenty of fans, but Solo's dominance is another sign of the WWE booking one man over tag teams, which is confusing due to the face versus heel dynamic, and more to the point because it makes the babyfaces look like chumps. Now, there was nothing downright ugly as the Bray Wyatt storyline is taking time, but it isn't too slow. Well, just yet. Hopefully it doesn't. Last night's SmackDown wasn't bad, despite it being a taped show. Now, the reality is that many live SmackDowns are often the same level of quality when Roman Reigns isn't on, and the WWE seems content building up new stars, even if it makes the Blue Brand feel like an episode of main event at times. What you guys think of the Blue Brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now first story looks at Stone Cold returning to the ring again. The top of today's news is a report that Stone Cold Steve Austin could be coming back for another match. This may not come as a surprise for fans who watched the Texas Rattlesnake open a can of whoop-ass on Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38, wrestling over 10 minutes in a wild brawl. WrestleVotes recently spoke with Give Me Sports' Louis Dangoor about Austin returning to the ring. I know he had a wonderful time doing it last year in Dallas. He was happy, he was elated. Let's say that the performance of the match, everything went so well and people loved it so much, so I know he was thrilled to post WrestleMania. And I'd say he was open to doing it again. However, WrestleVotes also tweeted, "I'll follow up on this. Sources believe Austin would definitely listen to any proposal for this year's Mania. May know the rest of the world knows what his answer would be, however. Would you guys like to see Stone Cold return to the ring? If so, who would you like to see in battle?" Next up, who was a mystery woman in the Bray Wyatt segment? As the WWE continues to mystify its fans with Bray Wyatt segments, with the latest one featuring a brief clip of a mystery woman. In case you missed Smackdown, Bray was backstage talking to himself when a crew member apparently interrupted his train of thought, leading to Wyatt nearly having a breakdown. Various images played during the segment, including one of a jigsaw-esque woman. Fans immediately began speculating on who the mystery woman was. As Wrestling News noted, some people online have speculated that this could be Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, or even Wyatt's real-life sister, Mika Rotunda. Ringside News suggested the image has nothing to do with any WWE superstar though. During this segment, a woman's face was shown on the screen for a split second. This made fans go crazy with speculation as to what it could be. In actuality, the image was taken from a stock video that can be found by looking on the internet. The WWE seems to be playing the long game with introducing what appears to be several characters from Wyatt's world. Fans saw Uncle Howdy last week, and this week's witchy woman could be another addition or a red herring. Next up, another Sasha Banks return rumour. Other rumours continue to run rampant about Naomi and Sasha Banks' WWE return, with the latest clue coming from Sasha herself. And we recently reported on Naomi and the Boss cancelling an upcoming convention appearance next Saturday, and now the Banks has released an Instagram video. The WWE's policy of keeping returns under wraps means you can count on the information being restricted by all involved. Do you think these clues are anything for fans to take notice of, or more wishful thinking? Next up, an AEW heel turn coming? Is Samoa Joe turning heel? Well, some fans are already talking about this following the 4th November episode of Rampage. For those who missed the show, which is probably likely many of you, Wardlow and Samoa Joe polished off their opponents when Powerhouse Hobbs came in. Wrestling News described what happened next, saying Samoa Joe was ready for Hobbs, but he was pushed to the side by Wardlow. The camera picked up that Joe wasn't too thrilled about being pushed to the background, and this was acknowledged by the announcers. A Wardlow vs Joe match could be entertaining and a better direction than AEW's current baffling booking of having two singles champions team up in meaningless matches. Next up, the WWE announces the Smackdown World Cup. Last but not least, the WWE announced that the Smackdown World Cup begins next week with 8 superstars participating in a single elimination tournament. Here's what WWE had to say about the upcoming event. With the FIFA World Cup due to start this month, WWE will host a World Cup tournament of its own. The SmackDown World Cup on Fox will begin next week with an array of international superstars due to take part. The winner of the tournament will receive an international championship match against Gunther, so the stakes are extremely high. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.